Welcome to The Witcher 3. With The Witcher 4 inbound, now is the perfect time to dive into The Witcher 3 once again. This time though, it's time to freshen it up a bit. Today we have a list of 40 mods that will definitely enhance your experience. And if you don't know how to install mods yourself, don't worry. I'll leave a handy guide I made down in the description so that you can get started right away. For now though, let's get started with our first mod. Brothers in Arms. This is a collection of over 6,000 bug fixes and restored content across the entire game. It covers the base game as well as the DLCs, and this includes fixes for certain quests, dialogue fixes, which either expands upon the current dialogue options or restores some of the dialogue that was taken out of the game. So you'll be getting some additional content fixes, gameplay fixes, some journal issues have been resolved, and fixing some of those graphical issues that were previously unfixed. With this mod installed, you'll constantly be asking yourself, was that in the base game? So this is a mod you can't miss out on. Our next mod is called Roach NextGen, and this mod gives you the opportunity to fully customize Roach. You have 103 different options to choose from in order to change your horse's coat. Right now we have the Black Arabian, but there's so many other coats to choose from. You can go for a White Arabian, a unicorn, which would probably be lore friendly, nice shaded variations, a painted stallion, which I used last time, and of course so much more. With 103 options to choose from, you're bound to find one that you like. Next is a mod called the Wolf Medallion. This changes the appearance of Geralt, however you say it, as well as all of the other Witchers. The materials have been changed and retextured, and now the eyes glow in the dark as well. It's one of those mods you didn't know you needed until you have it. Next is the mod simply called Hoods, and this adds various pieces of gear that you can put on top of your head. So you have a few to choose from, including the cape and hood combo. You can wear a simple scarf for when it's cold outside. You have the cape with the hood down, which looks really nice, or you can go with a more mysterious look with the kind of half cape hood combo wombo. There's a bunch of different ones to choose from, so I know there's one that you'll like. Next we have fast travel from anywhere. So no longer will you need to find a signpost in order to fast travel now. You simply just need to open your map and choose where to go. And with the addition of DLC fast travel pack, there's now even more locations for you to go. So now you'll see 46 new signposts that have been both restored in the game and placed just for convenience. So you'll always be close to where you need to go. Next we've changed up the body of Geralt, and this is called White Wolf from Rivia. This mod adds white eyebrows, lightens the hair and beard, and even gives him a bite mark from the Striga he once fought. This mod is meant to give him a little bit more lore. So on top of that, we gave him even more lore. This next mod is called Geralt on steroids. This makes him more muscular and defined. His belly isn't caved in anymore, his knees aren't unproportionately thin, and his shoulders and trap muscles have been made more realistic. So now he finally has the muscle to take down these creatures he's been fighting this whole time. So it just makes sense. Next up we have a mod called Combo Blood, and this makes your fights a lot more bloody. This is actually a combination of 3 blood mods combined, and to me this is perfect to give you that Kill Bill vibe. You have a couple of different variations to choose from, so you can go extreme like myself, or just go for a more subtle change. You can also change up these settings in the mod menu, so by adjusting these numbers, you'll adjust the amount of blood that you see. Next is a mod called Critical Slow Motion, and this will give you some nice cool slow motion effects in combat. So as you finish off an enemy, or do a finisher by chance, or even getting a perfect dodge, you'll now be able to do it in style. This again is fully customizable in the mod menu, so you can change how the slow motion enables the critical hit slow chance, or even when you use your signs. You can even adjust how slow the slow is, so if you want it extra slow, this mod has got your back. Now our next mod is one of the greats, and this one is called Sword Effects. This allows you to imbue your sword with various effects, and although they're cosmetic in nature, they just look badass. So you can both imbue your silver sword as well as your steel sword with these cool various effects. Everything again is customizable in the Sword Effects mod menu, so you can mess around with a whole bunch of different settings to really fine tune how your sword actually looks. But I gotta say, the sword effect with the fire is my favorite, because the effect even has a subtle glow during the nighttime. Now we have another combat mod called Smooth Combat and Animations Redux. This is a fully customizable combat mod that allows you to turn on voice taunts, change how your dodges look, change up the combat movement, change up some idle stances, and a bunch more. Basically what I'm saying is you'll have new animations for your combat experience. You'll be able to change it up on the fly until you find the animation style that you like. So definitely give this mod a try to freshen up that combat. Next we have E3 Quen, which brings back the look of Quen that was shown off when this game was first released, so you have a chance to change up your signs a bit. Now we're moving on to a simple quality of life one, and this is with the addition of the PS5 UI next-gen controller. This just changes the button prompts to fit the PS5 control scheme, but this mod also covers the PS4 and Xbox controllers too. By default, the game was recognizing my controller as a Xbox controller, so this mod helps me to not press that wrong button. Now we'll get into the graphics we have installed for this game. We have White Orchard lighting reloaded. In order to give us that beautiful lighting that White Orchard only seemed to have. This mod by itself consists of a few different changes. By changing up the motion blur, the transitions into interiors such as caves, the sun will always be visible, but it won't just look like a white spot in the original game. Plus you'll see that the clouds have been redone, as well as some various weather effects. This is kind of one of those all-in-one solutions to revamp the lighting in The Witcher 3. We also have the Clean Screen mod, which cleans the screen from any effects, so there no longer be any dirty marks, water droplets, glare, blood, mud, toxicity, or any other effects. This just keeps the screen nice and clean, so you can just focus on the beauty of this great game. And then to finish up the graphics, we have Giorma's ultra-realistic Reshade. This changes up the color scheme a bit, so as we toggle it on and off, you'll see that it's not as whitewashed, and you'll get an even deeper shadow effect. There's a whole bunch of different reshades to choose from, so you kind of just have to pick the one you enjoy the most, but it can definitely change up the vibe of the game for you. Now we'll move on to AutoLoot, and this is a simple mod that automatically loots specific things for you. So you'll see at the bottom of the screen we're getting this Balis fruit, and that's simply just by walking around. I know you spent hours looting every single chest or herbs while you did your first playthrough, so this just simplifies the process for you. This is also customizable in a mod menu, so you can define the radius of your looting or even choose what actually gets looted. So you can turn specific things on or off and only enable herbs if you want. So definitely take a look at it. Next, we have the Ignition Project ReIGNIted Igni FX Overhaul, and this just changes the Igni effects. So you see that the flame has been enhanced. You'll see a slight smoke effect inside of it, and the effect you see is based on your Igni progression. So this is another mod to keep your sign gang fresh. Next, we have the mod Immersive Sounds, which just adds subtle sound effects throughout the world. So as you navigate through the world, you may hear new bird sounds, a new sound of the trees rustling, and a bunch more. This is definitely not a mod to miss, because when you have great sound design, you have yourself a great game. Next, we have some mods to freshen up Geralt a bit. Our first one is called 3D Eyebrows for Geralt. This just improves the eyebrows on him, so it actually looks like he has some eyebrows now. We've also added Heavy Hairworks Overhaul to make the physics of hairs look a lot better. And then we've added the hair and beard equal color. And there's a bunch of different colors to choose from. We went with the all white version, but this mod basically makes sure your hair and your beard hair are aligned in color, so your hair will no longer be mismatched. We have also added a mod called New Hairstyles and Beards for Geralt, so you'll have a few new hairstyle options. Some of them have headbands included, so you'll really be able to find the perfect cut for your Geralt, and they do be looking pretty nice. You have a few different beard options as well, depending on the length of your beard. But for myself, I'm more of a long beard kind of man. That's why we've added the beard growth extender. You'll no longer be capped by the vanilla beard length. Instead, you'll have 3 additional stages. So as you pass between regions, your beard will continually get longer and longer, with this being the full growth stage. So if you're looking for a burly mountain man kind of Geralt, this mod is for you. Now we have a mod called Smart Magic Lamp, and this turns that lamp you get from Kiera into an actual working lamp. So instead of this being a useless piece of junk after the mission, you can now use it to light the way. But now we have a mod I don't know how I've missed for so long, and this one is called Elysium, a complete next-gen grass overhaul. This mod adds thick, lush, vibrant grass into the game, and I mean the difference from this and vanilla is phenomenal. Now there is nothing wrong with vanilla per se, but once you go to this grass, there is just no going back. Vanilla is kind of bland with some splotches, but this mod helps to fill in those gaps. Thicker grass has to mean a thicker playthrough, right? Next, we have the Witcher 3 HD Rework project, and of course with the next-gen upgrade, everything was enhanced a bit, but now you can enhance it a little bit more. This again increases the visuals of the base game, allowing you to play this in higher fidelity. Various textures have been upscaled, making everything now 4K, and Geralt definitely deserves to be seen in 4K. Various creatures have gotten the same treatment with the HD Monsters Reworked mod, so now even the creatures you fight will look a lot better. This will be the most HD version of Witcher 3 you can get. Now we have some changes for our torch. The first one is called New Torch Effects, and this basically just gives the visual effects of the torches a different look. The brightness and color have been changed, and the actual amount of the flame has been increased. On top of this, we have the natural Torchlight, which improves the range and the intensity of the light, which is also configurable in the mod menu. So you can actually change the distance of the light as well as some other modifiers. But then we probably have the best torch overhaul yet, and this one is called Better Torches Next Gen. You're now able to ride your horse with a torch equipped. You can cast signs while wielding a torch, or even use your heavy attacks now at the same time. You'll even be able to block, parry, and climb ladders while holding a torch. So I definitely say this is kind of the ultimate torch overhaul. It's one of those mods that just makes sense. Now, one of my favorite mods for The Witcher 3 is this wolf follower you see here. This mod is called E3 Wolf Follower, and this adds a simple wolf that'll aid you in combat, or just be your cuddly companion. Now, this mod comes packed with a whole bunch of different options, which again you can access from the mod menu, and this allows you to change the color of your wolf, or even if you don't want a wolf, you have the option to pick a panther, a leopard, bears, dogs, or even a werewolf or succubus. You can choose how much damage they do, the size of your companion, and whether or not they'll attack enemies. This is one of those great mods, and having yourself a simple companion can really change up the game for you. Now we have a mod called Friendly HUD, and again this mod offers a bunch of different customization options that allow you to totally customize the way your HUD looks by removing some elements, allowing you to immersify yourself into the game. One of my favorite features is the use of these 3D markers. So instead of it being in your compass, you'll be able to see these 3D markers directly on your screen. And like I said, this has a bunch of different options, so you really just need to play around to see what fit works for you best. Now we have a mod called Set Weight Limit, which allows you to set the inventory weight. So in the mod menu, you can set your weight to a maximum of 5,000, allowing you to not really think about your inventory management. You can just go on a collecting spree. Now another favorite mod of mine is the Swords on the Hip, which allows you to configure various sword positions for your main character. In the weapons carrying mod menu, you're able to choose various presets. So if you go for the left shoulder instead, and then enable changes, we'll now see that one of our swords goes to that left shoulder. There's even a mod we've added called More Presets for Swords on the Hip, which of course gives you even more presets to choose from. This even allows you to configure these sword positions on your horse, so you even have presets for your lovable horse. There are some pretty cool presets to choose from too, so have fun with it. Now we're moving on to our last mod, and this one is simply called Fast Launch. So once you launch your game, you'll automatically skip that startup screen, and of course the narrated loading recap intro video, allowing you to get into the game a lot quicker. Hopefully you found some new mods you'll enjoy on your next Witcher 3 playthrough. And if you want to see even more mod showcases like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then though, we'll see ya.